Oh gosh. No, it doesn't fit through the door at all. Oh, yes. The stance of champions. Oh. Maybe a window. Come on. Huh? The shop vac has successfully made it into the itty bitty. Well, I don't think this requires a lot of talking. I've let the houseboat get out of control, like my room in middle school, and before we go any further, I think we have some things to handle. So there's a few things that I've noticed about the bathroom that have changed my mind. First off, it takes up most of the floor, and there's no way for me to move around in here. Secondly, it is coated in little strips of either black mold or a type of mold that I don't know. And lastly, I was looking at the footage of me in the bathroom. It is one of those things that I never wanted to see again. It is a good thing I'm not wearing pants. That is going to come back to bite hard. Yep. I'm gonna pay for this so bad. Oh gosh. Maybe this isn't the itchy kind of fiberglass. Okay. I'm guessing there's some metal involved. I love this boat. Sick. I'm really hoping that these pieces will wrap around that end and get out of the boat. Oh man, my thighs are so itchy right now. There it is. One half. Oh, so close. Oh, light work. Bathroom successfully out. Yes, there is room to breathe. Don't get me wrong, she is still wrecked. Now it's time to get down and dirty, tackle all the dirt, rotten wood, and everything that needs to be thrown away in the base of the hole. It's like every time I get ready to clean the floor, I just see a wall that's that does not look good. I was hoping the wall behind the bathroom would have been in decent condition, but like every other wall, it wasn't. All right, besides that weird bug right there, I think we're good to go. Now, for the love of everything that's good and holy in this planet, let's get this out of here. That could have been bad. Oh, baby. That's gotta be shoreman. That has stood the test of time right there. I feel like this project has made me age a few years too fast. This year for Christmas, all I asked for was belts and power tools. I don't really know what's happening to me, but I'm also wearing short ankle boots right now, and I really don't care what anybody thinks, so I feel like I have 3 children in a mid-size SUV. But all it is the itty bitty. Okay. So, I believe I just found something that majorly contributed to the floor joist and the stringers being constantly exposed to water. On average, every 14 to 18 inches in the floor of this boat, there's a floor joist. And at the base of every floor joist, there's holes for the water to run through so it can eventually drain out of the back of the boat. So over the last 50 years or so, the plywood floor rotted, fell to the base of the boat, and clogged up every single floor joist. That ended up causing water to get trapped in every single pocket. There's no telling how long the water was sitting in certain areas of this boat, which is just an entirely new reason to make sure we're doing the floor, the stringers, the floor joist, everything. It needs to be fully replaced. There's no shortcuts in this rebuild. This is, whoa. This is my wife's broom. That's fantastic. Babe, I know this was your favorite broom, but it was a sacrifice for the greater good. Just think in 5 years when we turn the itty bitty into an Airbnb and 100,000 people want to come stay in it. That investment could pay for our future kids' college if you think about it. So really, I didn't break the broom for me. I broke it for our future kids. Oh, wow. That's good stuff. Yeah. Huh. That's strange. Towards the end of the boat, they did not put any holes in the base of these floor joists for water to run to where the plug goes in the transom, so that's good. And before we go any further in this video, a quick word from our sponsor, Keeps. I had a group of guys walk up to me last week and ask if they could play 5-on-5 on my forehead. Enough of that. If you couldn't tell by the name of the company, Keeps helps men keep their hair. Pretty good branding. Not even close to naming a houseboat the itty bitty, but still pretty good. Keeps products are clinically proven, doctor approved. They help prevent hair loss and they help improve hair growth. Shipped straight to your door. It's all online. It's cheaper than going to see a doctor. No trips to the pharmacy and no walks of shame. When you're walking through the hair loss prevention section of the hospital and you see your best buddies from high school and they all give you the same look. 2 out of every 3 dudes is gonna face some type of hair loss by the time we're 35. Maybe you need to talk to somebody about your hair or your forehead. Maybe you want some tips for what to avoid and what to do to keep your hair. I can assure you one thing, wearing hats with your hair pulled back hard as you can, probably not a good move. But if you want, Keeps provides a year of unlimited messaging so you can get all your questions answered at any point. If you guys want to get 50% off your first subscription to Keeps, you can go to the link in the top of the description, keeps.com/AOFishing, KEEPS.com/AOFishing. Check them out. Stay hairy, my friends. Back to the itty bitty. If there's anything poisonous living in this boat, this is where she's living. Oh, please, not now. I am so glad that I took the time to clean this boat. It feels so much better in here. And I feel like I removed like 60–70% of the harmful mold that was in this boat. Feel like an off-brand version of Cardi B. It's just not a good look. That man looked a lot bigger on the picture. It most definitely says large. I guess I'm just an extra large man. It's all good. Also, when I was just tying my boots, my butt popped through, so. Oh. Got a little booty room. I bought this suit with the intentions to keep my skin nice and safe because the chemicals we're using in the boat today are actually pretty dangerous. But it looks like this suit's only good for spicing up my marriage. Davy Gravy.
What's up?
You in the shower?
No, I'm actually sitting on a toilet.
I'm currently wearing a hazmat suit about 3 sizes too small.
Oh, that's awesome.
Trying to spice up my marriage.
Nice. What's the reason for that?
It's the holiday season, you know. I'm currently filming a video and we are going to try to remove all the harmful mold from the boat today.
Okay, gotcha. I was calling you to let you know that I do have my boat license.
You do have your boat license. That is good to know, my friend, for future trips coming soon. Have you ever heard of black mold?
No, I've heard of it. I don't really know what it is though.
It can be really bad, but this time of year, it's so cold it goes dormant. So it's a good time of year to work on it. It's like 35 degrees in my boat right now.
Gosh, dog, you gotta be breaking off.
Hey dude, language, bro. We're filming, man.
Send me some things and it freezes off.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we needed. All right, man. Looking forward to it. Have a Merry Christmas. Love you, buddy. See ya. If you haven't guessed by now, we have a mold issue in the boat, which is pretty typical if a boat sits in the same spot for 10 years and it already had a leak beforehand. I'm learning that pretty much any wood that has water damage is highly likely to have termites or black mold. Things to look for when you're purchasing a houseboat at midnight off Facebook Marketplace. Now, if you're anything like me, I didn't really know black mold was that big of a deal, but apparently it's pretty bad for you. It can inflame your allergies, it can flare up your asthma, it can even colonize in your lung. So I've been in constant contact with people that work on restoring boats and boat repair. I've sent pictures, I've FaceTimed, I've been in contact with a lot of people about this mold issue because if I needed to get a professional out here to work on the boat, I was going to. Turns out it's not nearly as severe as most situations are. We have a few areas on the hull that we need to treat today, and we have a few pieces of wood that we need to remove. And then we're gonna let everything sit for about an hour and finish the day by setting off a bug bomb in here that will hopefully rid the boat of any chance of black mold colonizing again or termites infesting the boat again. So, when it comes to the chemicals we will be using, got some old armor from Home Depot. Nothing too crazy. From what I've heard, this stuff does pretty good. And it's good on sealed fiberglass, which is exactly what we will be applying this to today. Do not get on skin or clothing. Avoid contact with eyes. Oh, just gonna spray down the areas. Let it soak. Just little areas, little specks all around the boat. Not really sure what every mold is in the boat because some of it just looks like these weird scraggly lines. Well, I think we got most of it. This piece of wood looks like it is absolutely toasted. That piece of wood is rotted. rotted, covered in mildew, mold. Soon as we vacuum out the boat, oh gosh. The problem I keep running into with this old rotted wood is the fiberglass is still in good condition. So when I go to rip out the wood, the fiberglass is still attached to the hole pretty nice, so. So bad, dude. Look at this. We successfully removed all the boards that looked like they had any mold or mildew on them. And also the day after vacuum day, we create just as big a pile of trash. I got a little ambitious with the spray and ended up just coating everything that I saw that looked like mildew or mold or anything between the two. Smelled pretty rank in a hurry, so I jumped out of here for about 30 minutes, let everything kind of blow on out of here. The final portion of removing mold and mildew from a boat, and the most timely part, is going to be scrubbing this whole entire boat down with wet rags. Gonna put my head down for the next hour or two. It's gonna be extremely boring, but needs to be done, especially if I spend money to make the boat cool. I don't want to have to rip out new supplies that we put into the boat. Babe, I know these are your favorite rags, but if you think about it, just kidding. She actually let me have these. Well, I'm so out of shape, my shoulders are on fire. This hazmat suit is not hitting on a lot. Satan. I cannot emphasize to you how good it feels to be in the boat and not look around and just see strips of strange mold with hairs poking out, just looking my lungs down, ready to just get in me and colonize up. It feels so refreshing to be in a boat that's not actively trying to kill you. Step by step, baby. We got to take every win we can get. So every little area that I found any type of mold with, I coated it down with that spray, let it sit for about 15 minutes. I didn't really keep track of the time, but we scrubbed the boat for about a Joe Rogan podcast, so it's a pretty dang long time. That joker can just go. It just feels so much better walking through here, and there not being a massive bathroom in your way, and there not being trash piled up above the floor joist. Ooh, it feels good. It feels so good. Every single time I come out here to set up cameras and start filming, every single time, without a shadow of a doubt, there's either wasp, stink bugs, ladybugs, and worst of all, I have yet to film a video where I've not come across termites. I bought the biggest container they had of termite killer. Didn't really think that we don't have that much room to cover, and I could probably do this in about 5 minutes, but we have an indoor and outdoor termite killer. Secondly, we have some bug bombs so we can fog this entire boat up. The bug that I forgot to mention that we have come into contact with the most is the cockroach. There are so many in this boat, and I don't understand how they continually just live and live and live. That's the one personal thing that I would love to just rid from the face of the itty bitty forever. Never see a cockroach in here again. We're gonna spray down the itty bitty really quick with the termite killer. Then we're gonna set off every single fogger that we have, and we're gonna let the boat sit for a couple days while all these chemicals are working their way out. Oh! Really trying to cover all the new wood, especially with the termite killer. We've officially sprayed down the entire boat with termite killer. There's a lot of chemicals in here right now. We got 5 bug bombers left, 20 minutes left of daylight. It is time to bomb the cockroaches in the itty bitty to Hades and back. They've scared me and Davey too many times. That's it, folks. We're sweeping the leg. No mercy.
Come on, try not to breathe. Oh, that one's freaking not going. We got a dud. Oh. Oh. It's getting out. Oh.
I was anticipating a little bit more of a I bought these because I thought it would be a cool way to end the video. You know, like a lot of fog and a lot of running, and I set up like 8 cameras. I put the drone up, the big cam, 3 GoPros. I was gonna play intense music, and I had a really cool thumbnail idea in my head of just like bug fog everywhere, and I'm just standing here in a hazmat suit, Cardi B in my little heart out, but this moment's deader in my first YouTube channel, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign out here. Thank you guys for tuning in. My wife and her family's pulling up. I know the last 2 videos you've seen on the houseboat, not a lot has changed and not a lot has gone on, but the next 2 videos, there's some pretty big announcements coming, some pretty exciting things for the itty bitty. It's gonna be really expensive, so another huge shout out to Keeps. Appreciate you guys trying to keep me and my fans hairy, and I appreciate you guys tuning in to these itty bitty videos. Next video on the boat, I should be 100% back, feeling good, ready to go. But yeah, sorry you had to see that. Had a lot bigger hopes for the fog bombs. Did not go according to plan, and my wife and her family drove up as I'm standing here in my Cardi B suit, so I'm about as embarrassed as they come right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting me this year. Wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. We're all human here, and by the time we're all 35, 2 out of every 3 of you is going to experience some type of male pattern bald. Is going to experience some type of male pattern bald. It's going to experience some type of male pattern bald. 2 out of every 3 of us is going to experience some type of male pattern baldness. Did I say that right?